Hello and welcome. Today is Thursday, my favorite day of the week. Thursday is the new Sunday or Saturday. Thursday is the new Saturday. No traffic, no lines at the grocery store. Oh, Thursdays are good. Anyway, today is Throwback Thursday. We're going to throw it back and we're going to look at this design. Made of Sin. The original reference is a photograph of Kate Moss holding an apple with a snake wrapped around her. So I'm gonna use that same reference, but I'm gonna add some wings. And that's what we're gonna do today. So for any fans of the original design, today should be very interesting. Let me just get the camera centered here. Yeah. One day I'll have the camera mounted to the ceiling and it'll be pointing at the exact same spot and I'll never have to do this again. But that'll be like in 10 years, so until then, bear with me. Yo, Dusk One, what is up? I saw your comments. I haven't had a chance to respond yet. But I do very much appreciate that engagement. Okay, so. Okay, I think we're good. All right, I'm all set up. Here we go. Wait, the lighting is a little weird. Let me just close the window. I can't tell what's better. Maximum brightness. Wow. Trimming that eraser paper quite fast. Wings. And the skull will be about here. Slightly tilted. Not a lot. Slightly. Good morning, Poe. So I don't remember when I drew the original design. I think it was somewhere in like 2017 or 18. I can look it up. But from the last 4 years, I have a few designs that stand out as being more popular than the rest, and this is one of them. So I think that the theme for Throwback Thursdays now is leaning more towards reworking old Beebosloth stuff rather than historic things. But I mean, maybe the two will come together as one. It's it's kind of hard looking for a piece to rework because there's nowhere I can really go save just looking through sketchbooks where all my work is like laid out where I can just look at it all because there's just too much of it. So a lot of the time when I'm going through looking for something specific, I'll get distracted by looking at work that I don't even remember that I made. And another thing is I never really know which designs are the most popular. I only know which ones kind of like sold the best or got the most likes, but I don't know which designs actually resonated the most with people, or because there's a lot that never get printed and they're just kind of forgotten. So that's that's kind of one of the issues with being uh, prolific, is that you lose track of a lot of the work that you make, and it just gets kind of put away. This serpent, gigantic serpent. Like a polar survey. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. The only trouble with doing a polar survey on that is that I'd have to list out like hundreds and hundreds of works and be like, which one would you like to vote for? Is? Oh. do the live stream. Ooh, my studio neighbors. I think something is up with our internet, so we're trying to get that worked out. But I gotta go talk to someone after this. As long as the internet doesn't go out, then we should be fine. The big snake, Jesus. I apologize, I'm drawing a little bit slower. I'm trying to be a little bit more deliberate with my lines so that I don't erase or have to erase as much. I'm trying to just get the sketch right, get it closer to what I want without using as much pencil. There's a lot of really nice shading. The way the light falls on the snake is really cool. If I could capture that. Yo, what's up, Wilkin Villa? Today we're redrawing an older drawing, The Maid of Sin. Because, I guess why bring it up, because the ones that are the designs that are plagiarized aren't necessarily the most popular designs. But somehow the thieves deem them to be more sellable than the more popular ones. I don't know. I don't know how they decide what to print and what not to print. Thing is, they've got a lot to choose from. This angle is a little bit bizarre. Slightly off kilter. I'm like kind of confused. Yo, what's up, Majestic Paws? Just got out of school? Hell yeah. School is over. I still have nightmares about walking into class and there being like a test or something that I didn't study for. Yeah, I don't miss school at all. Used to run home from the bus stop, watch that Dragon Ball Z. Something that I struggle with is the making the head look like it's attached to the body properly, like with the neck in the right place, and what are you drawing here? It's kind of tough. So thankfully, there's not a lot of rib cage in this because it just kind of disappears. All right, and then it kind of gets dark down here. I think that I have put the arm too low, and that's thrown off the whole drawing. That's why this snake turned out so fat. Not supposed to be this big. What am I redrawing? This design right here. But we're adding wings. I made the snake too fat. Sorry, snake. So you can see in the photo, you can see a little bit of her arm in here. Not sure if that adds anything. The weird part is that the snake kind of just, you don't really see where the tail goes. And in this picture, I made the tail go whoop 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 all the way around, kind of. So that's not bad. At least made sense. Oh, one moment. Got some tea here. Yo, 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 Money, what's up? Good evening. Good to see you. Today we're discussing and redrawing the Made of Sin design. And we're just looking at how the tail right here disappears. In the photo reference, it kind of just disappears, and like the photo continues, but there's no tail. I guess it might just go between her arm and like around back or something. But yeah, so can bring it around. Oh yeah, maybe kind of did like that. Da, 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 da. So it goes whoop. Cold coffee? Yeah, my tea got cold in like 10 minutes today. Oh, it's one of your favorite pieces? Hell yeah. Yeah, for anybody watching the stream right now, there's a little notification bell next to the subscribe button. If you click that, I think you'll be notified of when I put out new videos or go live. I haven't told anybody to click that yet. I think that's probably something, yeah. Hit that notification bell. Sick. So the snake kind of looks like he's tied in a knot. Doesn't look super comfortable. I want to make it more da 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 da. So like this, da. Yo, Poltergeist, what's up? Oh shit. Smash that notification bell. Yeah, demolish it, annihilate it with your mouse. Make it beg for more. Oh Jesus, I'm sorry. So, I know it's not Sunday, but why not do some nice wing practice? There's something about feathers I just can't seem to get the hang of. Yeah, the long feathers towards the bottom. Kind of medium length ones here. Okay, and then over here, just whatever the hell that is. I'm just gonna wing it and hope for the best, because I find that sometimes if I just put down, to hell with being deliberate with these things. I don't even know how to be deliberate with feathers. I find that if I put down some pencil lines and then I just start inking, it kind of just, my brain will just do the work for me. Betsy Farrell, what's up? Hey, finally made it to the stream. Yeah, let's go. Wait a second, I'm gonna see if pulling up the curtains lights it up a little better. Did that do anything for the lighting? I feel like it's still kind of dark. Maybe it's just my computer screen. You always draw feathers with pointy ends? Like, not round, like pointy? Like, if the feather looked like... If that's my feather, does your feather look like this? I don't know if it matters which one is correct. I think just aesthetically, whatever you like. Oh man, dinosaurs had it made. They had both scales and feathers. Whew, so lucky. Yeah, as long as when you look at it and it reads as wings, hell, they could be square at the end. It doesn't matter. Yeah, actually, square. That's funny. If you look at a lot of comic books and you see like comic book hands being drawn like this, or like in any kind of expression, kind of, you'll notice a lot of the time the fingertips are just completely flat. Like the hands just they look, the fingers are just flat. But in comic book style, it's just like accepted, and it doesn't even look weird. You're like, yeah, cool. Hmm. I don't know what to do with the. So the wing would kind of come down like this. But this area and this area is kind of weird design wise, because there's the tongue there. I guess I can make that side work. But this is a little strange. Maybe the snake doesn't have a tongue. I just kind of want it to be nice and neat. Still a little bit confused about this neck area. I think once the ink starts coming down, it should be better. I don't like who that is. Because so like the spine would be back here somewhere. The top, here's the collarbone, and then the first rib here, it wraps around under the collarbone, and it hits your spine, like right back there. So to somehow show that there's like some gap of space here, I don't know, the only way to do that really is just to make the neck thinner or something? I don't know. And again, this snake looks a little chonky on the side. I'm getting Lucifer vibes from this. Oh yeah, totally. The fallen angel. I want some wings right now too. Dude, bar food is my favorite. Terrible American bar food. Give me some spicy wings and some celery sticks and some ranch dressing. After the stream, look up Jim Lee. He's a comic book artist. I think his shadow work and stuff is awesome. He has a YouTube channel. Oh yeah, the birds singing. Sorry, I closed the window because every time a plane flies, there's definitely a lot of birds outside. There's a lot of seagulls and there's a lot of little songbirds. I wonder if angel feathers are any good to like stuff a pillow with. Or if they're like super hard and like not really comfortable. So instead of drawing a bunch of scales on this snake, which I think would take me a while, I'm just gonna instead mark out where the shadows are going to go. And hopefully just the shadowing on its body will kind of help with the illusion that it's a snake. And it won't be too weird to look at. Because the original doesn't have scales. The original just looks like he's carrying or she, I guess she is carrying a big fire hose full of yogurt. Just Googled angel wings, they pointy. Fried mac and cheese balls, not a bad idea. Angel meat would make a good kebab. I think that, yeah, if we're gonna be strictly technical on angel wings, like if we're talking about traditional angels in the sense of biblical angels that look like just a ball of eyes with feathers, I think that those feathers would probably be pretty hard. Those things look like they could murder anything, so I feel like I don't see why those feathers would be very soft. And even just I guess traditional storybook angels that look like people, their feathers would probably be pretty hard because they're just moving around all the time and just doing stuff all the time, so they probably need to be stiff to stay in and not get all crunched up. I mean, it's the down that you want anyway, and the down feathers they're not really like, they're located somewhere else, like on the body of the bird. So yeah, angel wings would be terrible for feathers because they don't have down. I think we just cracked the case that never needed to be cracked. And of course there's going to be what are these little, like the thing in the middle of the feather that keeps it all together. What are the little hard part. I don't necessarily want to draw all those in right now, but it'll help if I just put a line or two. Okay, I realize it's a little bit out of camera, but I'm just writing made at the top here. And then of sin. Okay, okay. Wait. Yes, I know that song. Wait, don't tell me. Yeah, like I cry when angels deserve to die. Something. I can't remember who sings that song. Be not afraid. Something self-righteous suicide. Oh, is that System of a Down? I remember listening to System of a Down, riding the bus home from middle school. System of a Down, Papa Roach. Some Limp Biscuit. Ooh. Show us more merch. Yeah, the toxicity of our city. All right. Yeah, System of a Down was great. Who's your go-to music artist to listen to at the moment? Too bad their basics sucks, and so does their unoriginal 22 red brand logo. I didn't know that was theirs. They totally ripped off 23. That's just so bad. I used to listen to Manson a lot in high school. I heard Manson just got some state wants to arrest him for allegedly like assaulting some videographer or something, but who knows. I listened to a lot of Iron Maiden and Queen in high school. Oh, getting caught listening to System of a Down? Woo! Straight to the principal. But to answer your question, my go-to music right now, I don't really have anything. Because most of the time when I'm in the studio, I'm either doing this, and then when I finish with this, for background noise, I just have The Office on my hard drive, so I'll put that on, or I'll put on the IT Crowd, and I'll just kind of have that playing while I do stuff. Because if I put on music, say on my on YouTube or something, then I constantly have to fight with the ads. And then if I put music on just like my iTunes or whatever, that's just a music that I've had since forever. So I don't know, I'm not really stoked on listening to it. So I guess what I'm saying is that with all the new streaming and whatever services, that's just, I don't know, it's just made it kind of more convenient in a way. But for me, I don't subscribe to any of those services. And my fiance gave me the password to hers, but again, I failed to use that. So I don't really have any go-to music. Sorry, long-winded answer. Oh, for spitting on him? Oh wow, that counts as assault these days. Yeah, Manson was really great back in the day. I think I gotta agree with that. Yeah, The Office is great for background noise. I remember everybody spreading that rumor that he removed it. Yes, yes, that was probably the funniest goddamn rumor ever. So that he can S his own D or whatever. Where does stuff like that get started, especially in the 2000s? Like what the hell? Oh god, I miss that kind of crap. Did you hear about Marilyn Manson? Yeah, bro. I heard he removed his ribs, his bottom ones. Oh, what? Oh man, I gotta love that. Yeah, okay, I guess it makes sense. I was losing track of it there for a second. It's funny because this rumor was even erased. Yeah, that's how? How does that happen? Somebody needs to get to the bottom of that rumor. Maybe somebody already has. Maybe he started it himself. Yeah, because even back then it was like, yeah, I've heard of Marilyn Manson. No, I don't listen to his music, but isn't he the guy who Removed his ribs. See, there's that top rib going into the neck there, and back here. And I guess just keep bringing it down. He may have eaten a live bat. I know that Ozzy Osbourne accidentally bit the head off of a live bat because he thought it was rubber or something. But the alleged reason, I think, was so that he could fillet himself. Marilyn Manson shirt from 2003, probably worth money. Probably a good shirt too. All right. Just gonna trace out this maid. When I do lettering, I have a tendency to make it tall and narrow. And even if I don't, I like to do the crossbars for A's and E's and things like that on the lower side, not like in the middle or up high, but down low. It kind of gives it this, in my mind, a kind of a Art Deco kind of bend, but I could be completely wrong with what others see in it. Made of CM. Alright, now it's time for these wings. Wings. Chicken wings. Ozzy sniffed ants on stage. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, all of them lost the ability to speak. So true. Yeah, little by little, they just become kind of like zombies. That white powder will get you. Did anybody have like dare classes or like classes about drugs and alcohol when you were in elementary school? I thought that was absolutely bizarre because those dare classes, they basically taught me about drugs and alcohol. I had no idea what any of that stuff was until they straight up came into the class and were like, hey, there's all this stuff out there. It apparently does this, 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 and this. But don't do it. Like, what? Super weird. And they'd bring in a recovered drug addict to say don't do it. Okay, they never brought anybody in for us, but oh man, they just the different workbooks and stuff, and like there's like a coloring book, and I remember like the lion was like this mascot, and there was like I mean, obviously the drug and alcohol abuse are a huge issue, but I don't know if that was the right way to introduce it to children. I could have stayed oblivious for many more years, not knowing what any of that stuff was. It's kind of like with sex ed too. They're like, okay, so we know you're not doing any of this stuff, and you better not be. So look at this. This is the name of that, but don't touch it. Like, oh man. We'd also have people that killed people drunk. Oh my god. Oh my god. So they would bring in like essentially murderers for you to meet. Here's James Jones Johnson. He drunk drove into a school. Like, don't be like him, even though you didn't know about any of this stuff before, but now you do, so don't do it. Yeah, very awkward, did not enjoy. Would not do again. Yeah, there's a lot of things about the public education system that are quite bizarre. And only getting more bizarre. But hey, I'm not gonna act like I pay attention. I got things to do, people to draw. Also, I'm planning a cool project. I'm gonna make a gigantic skeleton hand out of cardboard. Dare was only effective in giving the stoner kids ironic t-shirts to wear before there was an ironic t-shirt market. Damn! Put a skull on it, sliding in with the facts. Yeah, Requiem. You watch Requiem for a Dream. That's basically what drug education should be. Like, put that movie in front of a room full of sixth graders, and yeah, they'll come out. It's like watching that Red Asphalt. Like, scare them straight. Yeah, the I remember people talking about Requiem for a Dream in high school, and I didn't know what it was about, so I checked it out, and I think I got like 20 minutes into it or something, and I just turned it off because I was like, nope, I don't want to watch this. This is not entertaining to me. But on the other hand, one of my favorite movies is Trainspotting, so I don't really know how my brain draws those distinguishing line, like draws the line what I can take and what I can't. Kids have both seen Took Too Much on Reddit. Oh God. I don't even know. I imagine that's like an overdose subreddit or something. Yeah, Trainspotting was my go-to movie. It was like my comfort movie for years. Um, yeah, I don't, Took Too Much on Reddit. That sounds terrifying. I've seen things on the internet that I never want to see again and wished I never had seen. Terrible, terrible things. The internet is full of them. Alright, I'm going to draw a little bit of these guidelines here just in case. I think we're having a pretty good time here. It's coming out alright. I think the shading is really gonna tie it together. Tell us more about the Skull Hand project. Regretfully never seen Trainspotting, but as a 36-year-old dude who is absolute demographic for loving that movie, I've just said, yeah, no, I mean, I totally feel that when there's something that exists sometimes that's like perfect for you, and everybody's like, yeah, you would love this, and you just kind of avoid it just because of that. I'm exactly that person. Have you seen Have you seen Mid '90s? It's a newer movie that Jonah Hill directed and Trent Reznor did the soundtrack for. Similar gritty vibe to Trainspotting. No, I have not seen it. Like I was saying earlier, not earlier today, but earlier in general. I haven't seen a lot of new movies. There's just so many older movies that I still haven't seen too, and I kind of prefer to watch movies that I can't easily predict, which I find to be most modern, most movies that come out. My fiance we sit there and we watch them and kind of guess what's going to happen, and then it does. And then you're left feeling like you could write the scripts, and it's like, that's not the feeling you want to come away with after finishing a movie, is like, I could have done that. You want to come away feeling like, I could have never done that. That was amazing. I want to watch that again. But I haven't felt like that after a movie in a while. You know what I want to watch? I want to watch Blade. All right, let's fill in some black. So, okay. I think I might have to change the ink cartridge soon. I think the biggest difference between this and the original is the size. A lot of the time when I draw on paper this size, even when I was doing my daily Beebosloth drawing, most of the time it would be something like yay big in the center of the paper. Rarely would I use the full sheet. They made a Blade anime? No way. Blade was back when vampires were cool, before they were ruined by sparkles. Yeah, I love Blade so much because it's so awesome, and the special effects are so cool. The way that when they die, they kind of roll off into just like a bunch of sparking ash. I look at that effect every time, and it never ceases to amaze me. Like, that CG is perfect. So good. And the fact that he's a daywalker, that's awesome. And he has swords. Yeah, Blade is pretty much the full package. Confession, my favorite vampire movie is probably John Carpenter's Vampires. It was so campy, and James Woods is the opposite of a badass. Yeah, right? They're making a Blade show. Well, slap my face and call me bananas. I couldn't even get on board with that. I constantly see new shows coming out for like every superhero, and it's so watered down. I feel like the original Batman movies, it was cool because there wasn't a lot of superhero movies. Now it's like they're digging through the most obscure superheroes. I mean, like, not even the most obscure, but who even cared about Ant-Man ever? And now there's like huge movies about him, and Paul Rudd is him. It just, none of it makes any sense. One of my favorite vampire movies is Interview with a Vampire, because Tom Cruise as a vampire it's just so funny to me. And he's great in that movie, and so is Brad Pitt. And I love those vampire rules that like their hair grows back if they cut it and all that kind of stuff. That movie's just great to watch when you have a lot of free time and a lot of wine. Superhero genre is hella exhausting. I like the imagery of your wheels rolling like a slot machine. And it's like ding, ding, ding. Marvel, Marvel, Marvel. Okay, yeah, this is... I can't really hear the ink anymore in here. Alright, so I've never actually changed one of these before. This is what they look like. It looks pretty much identical. So let's just pop one of these out. Ozzy Osbourne probably the reason why they made that movie, huh? Oh, Let the Right One In. Is that the one that premiered during Sundance like a few years back? Okay, so I just unscrewed that. Nothing came flying out of here either. Look how nice and clean that is. So here's the new one. And we're just gonna pop that right on. Okay. Yeah, I can hear the juices creeping in. Let's see. Come on, juices. I don't think this little sticker has anything to do with anything. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I think I'm back in business. I think. Oh, yep, here it comes. You can see it coming through here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's better. All right. Underworld? Underworld's fun. Come to think of it, there's a lot of movies about addiction in the 90s. Back in the 90s, that's when they had the good stuff on the streets. Now it's all just gonna murder you, and it's not even gonna feel good. When people are like, you didn't see Endgame, and then tell me I have to watch the other 30 movies to catch up, sorry, but that barrier of entry is too high for me. I've seen like 4 movies, I'm good. I feel you. Yeah, I haven't seen Endgame. Why would I want to see Endgame? Marvel's target audiences, I don't know. I don't think it's kids. I think that obviously they're trying to get kids hooked, the new generation, but I think their target audience is people like my age, like early 30s, mid 30s, who are just like nostalgia driven by this kind of crap. And because recently I just saw this trailer for this movie where it's like that rising music, the dun 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 dun, and then like somebody with a machine gun, and then ninjas fighting, and then at the end they're like, G.I. Joe, something, Cobra. I'm like, Jesus Christ, who is this for? Obviously it's not for children because there's people getting shot left and right and sliced in half by katanas. But yeah, I think it's just nostalgia fuel. And of course to get the new generations of kids hooked on that stuff. Underworld was good. Bill Nye isn't. Evil Vampire's great. He's always going to be Billy Mack. Marvel's target audience is... Yeah, I totally agree because... Yeah. Oh, that's so sad, man. I feel for you because I'm 33 and I could not give a care about any of the Marvel crap that's coming out. It's like I used to love comics so much growing up, but I guess since I have at least half a brain, I could see straight through all like the new crap coming out. It's just all just the same garbage, and all they do is they merchandise it, turn it into terrible video games, and then just make spin-offs of other crap you don't care about. And it's like, that's completely ruined everything for me. Like, I'm not even a fan of Batman anymore. I don't even like Batman anymore. It was ruined for me. And yeah, basically I think that's just what happens when things go mainstream. You watch every Marvel movie till you were 17. Well, I mean, that probably gives you a good idea of how like repetitive and how similar they are. I feel like they all follow the same kind of hero's journey story arc. I mean, greatly condensed, of course. But okay, one thing, Betsy. I guess I'm not arguing that they're not fun to watch. I definitely agree that they're fun to watch. The reason that I don't like these movies is because of what I guess the reason that they're made. They're not made because of the love of comics or the love of the original IP or anything. They're made just to make a buck. And anytime something is made just to sell, then it has very little artistic value to me. It has very little value of any sort. So beyond, it just being a fun time, I guess I just don't care for them. Because there's only so much fun you can have, I guess. And I'm sure everybody's seen those like creepy diagrams of like all the next like 50 Marvel movies for the next like 20 years laid out with all like the different titles that they have it all planned, it's all ready to go. Everything's bought and paid for. Oh, there I go, being cynical again. I think the shading on these wings is what's gonna really carry this piece. There's a new Batman movie? Oh my god, I didn't even know that. They've made, for the same reason, we got a new Assassin's Creed FIFA video game every year. Yeah, it's a revenue stream and a safe bet for investors. Yes, thank you. Investors. Because basically when a company goes public or anything goes public, you can bet that the quality of whatever that thing is or the integrity is going to go straight down. I've seen that happen to all of my favorite video game studios. They go public, then all the investors want is more money every year. Doesn't matter. Yeah, investors. They ruin everything. Yeah, I miss that too. The thing is, it's hard to take risks nowadays because of all of the censorship that goes on. And I'm going to make a video about it, but like, I'm talking about just like the silent censorship of Facebook and Instagram and social media. Like, for example, people in this country don't think they get censored at all. They think China people, they get censored. But it's all silent. It's all done before you even look at your screen. Like, if your post or something has anything to do with what needs to be censored, then your followers just won't see it. Like the shadow banning and all that kind of crap that happens to my account and other accounts, it's censorship, plain and simple. Maybe if you reach your 30s, you'll be done with. Well, that's the thing. The superhero genre it's awesome. It's badass. There's so many different things that can be explored within it. Like, there's a lot of different ways that superhero stories can go. They don't always have to be the good guy. They don't always have to, you know, they can have their own personal struggles and stuff, but it's like in the stuff that we see, it's just it's like cookie cutter. It's just predictable. Kind of boring. The one thing that I did see that I wanted to watch was that movie about like an evil Superman. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Where he's like a little boy, but it's clearly just what if Superman was evil? It's called like something Burn or something. I can't remember. It looked cool, and it brings up a really good point. Like, why crash landing on this planet would Superman, discovering that he has powers greater than everybody on this planet, why on earth would he defend anybody? He owes Earthlings nothing. Nothing at all. So yeah, I really I enjoy the concept of a Superman that is evil, because that it just makes sense and it's funny. Or has anybody ever read the comic Batman Year 100? Where Batman is no longer Bruce Wayne and nobody really knows who he is. It's just like this mantle that gets like passed on, which is also a really interesting concept that I haven't seen anyone really explore except for that comic. Brightburn, that's the one. Yeah, I wanted to see that. Because it looked kind of out of the ordinary. I'm a big fan of media or movies that look at something and say, well, what if, well, we know that this is how you guys like it, but what if this happened? Like, what if Professor X was evil? What's even more wild is people who stand superhero movies and then complain about social justice. Is stan a verb for like bashing something? Because that's my first name. And if that's a verb, that's hilarious. Who there?
It's yo, bro.
Oh, yo. Got my bro in the studio. What's up,
Studio.
What's up? What you drinking? Get a coaster. This table's a mess.
Thank you.
Oh, like the Eminem song. I just saw my name used as a verb. Like, what's even more wild is people who stan superhero movies. I was like, what does stan mean? I'm gonna start using my name as a verb. I was totally standing about this thing, but I gotta understand how it works first. Okay, so I'm gonna add a bit of shadow over here that's falling on his wings. All right, and in the original one, I think I colored in the apple too. Stan is now an official word in dictionary. Your name is Jerry, so it doesn't even sound cool as a verb, but I guess it was slang for Germans in World War II. Wow. You know how there's that expression to jury rig something? I'm pretty sure a lot of people think it's jerry rig, so you can have that one too. Eminem is the real superhero. Yeah, you're right. So I want the light to look like it's kind of falling from above a bit. So I guess the apple will be black. It has some shiny spots on it right there. And a bite mark. That's just the missing part. Just gotta fill that in. Okay. This in here is in shadows. And the ribs too. I wanted to make it look like there's some depth here. This part looks a little awkward. Fill it in. Yeah, it's a good song and it's very sad. Okay, so that looks okay. All right, yeah, I want the light to kind of be coming right down on the top there. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Now I'm gonna go in with the regular pen. Time to get some little bit of detail going. Sorry, the audio was gone for a bit. It's back. I got my brother visiting here in the studio. I think he just stepped out to go do something, but he'll be back in a minute. And that's why I was muted. We were just talking for a second. Yeah, I'm not so good at talking during these live streams if like somebody else is in the room here. I find it to be like kind of awkward. So that's why I had to mute it for a sec. It was a big fat green one. I screamed and tossed that out quick. Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, you found a worm in an apple. Did anybody ever listen to 3 Things? Oh yeah, dude, don't worry about the table. This thing needs to be refinished anyway. Anybody ever listen? No, I did not. Any good? So with the last wings that I drew, I feel like I went a little bit too ham with the details. I would like to kind of just simplify it with this one. I don't want to go too crazy. So I'm thinking just kind of maybe just doing something where I kind of just don't necessarily draw all those lines, maybe just imply some of these center lines. That looks okay. It's Jared Leto's band. Isn't that the guy who played Joker? I couldn't decide whether that guy was an actor or a musician or he does everything. Leave some stuff to do for us, Jared. Now that's a name, Jared. Eating sandwiches. And then Jared eating Subway sandwiches. Subway sandwiches. when he's done running his cult. He has a cult? I'm sure he does. Why would he not? It's probably just, it's on his resume. Cult leader, singer, crackhead, Joker. Hey, did you guys hear about Jared Leto? How he took out his bottom two ribs? Yo, what up, Moist Clench? Oh, that's a hell of a name. I feel like that's something that I sometimes have to do. Well, welcome, Moist Clench. Yeah, I kind of like this wing vibe. I think it works. Yeah, you should take a picture of how I'm sitting to draw this. I'm sitting on a bench, but I'm sitting like a, I don't know, like I'm making a campfire or something.
You look like you're about to break into a sprint.
I look like I'm about to break into a sprint. Thank you. My brother will document it for me. Wait, I'm missing something. Wait, it's legit. He dresses up like Jesus. Everyone has white robes. Real Midsummer vibes. I think his cult thing is just for screwing young fangirls. I'm sure it is. What? Isn't that what cults are for in general? Well, whatever makes you happy, Jared. What was that cult where they all wore new sneakers and purple and stuff and then wanted to like blast off onto a comet or something? Was that in the 90s? Yeah, you gotta say you drank his Kool-Aid? Well, maybe he's a cool guy. I used to think Johnny Depp was cool. And then he did a lot of weird movies. And not cool weird. Man, you know who should have a cult is, yeah, Heaven's Gate, that's what it was. Nicolas Cage should get himself a cult. That would be sick. Go to his cult. Not the Cage. His face on every wall. Yeah, that would be pretty great. I mean, Jesus Christ, when you go on Netflix, his face almost is on every wall. He makes like 4 or 5 movies a year. And all of them are just used to pay off debt. He should start a cult and then have those people pay off his debts. God, and I bet some people are so stupid they would do it. He should just start a YouTube. Go live. Shit, if I can do it, the Cage can do it. Okay, thank you for bringing up Heisenberg. I wanted to talk about him too. We were talking about Bloodborne yesterday, but the first thing I thought when I saw Heisenberg was he looks like a hunter from Bloodborne, and like he looks like that same hunter that you see in the beginning of Bloodborne, just younger. Like the hat is Bloodborne, the glasses Bloodborne, the coat or whatever he's wearing, Bloodborne. And I was, you know how you can unlock the character models with the coin or whatever after beating the game from bonus content? I was looking at his character model, and he has like a little compass around his neck and like a little scale. But it's weird, the scale is facing like the wrong way. It's like an old butcher's scale. And I don't think anybody would really know what it was unless they had seen one previous to the game. The only reason I know what it is we have one in our kitchen. And I thought that was a really nice touch. I just couldn't understand why it was backwards. And also, why the hell did they name him Heisenberg? Come on, I couldn't stop thinking of Breaking Bad. Yeah, maybe it's like a Masonic reference. That's actually, that's a good point. I think the most, from what I can tell, the most original character design in Resident Evil was Moreau. And I'm sure he was derived from something too, because there's a lot of, and I'm not talking about his like final form. I'm talking about just his humanoid kind of gross form, where he wears that little crown that he made out of children's bones from the village. And the art direction, it says that he makes the crown out of bones from the village, but if you look at them in proportion to, because they are human bones, but if you look at them in proportion to like adult bones, they're not adult bones. But I don't think they wanted to say that in the I don't think they wanted to be that morbid. Although it is Resident Evil, maybe who knows. Sometimes I look too closely at the details. I couldn't help but notice all the goddamn similarities between Resident Evil and Dark Souls. The map was so similar to the first Dark Souls in my opinion, just because of the how everything was interconnected and kind of all fits together in one hub, like that goes for, it's kind of like the Firelink Shrine or whatever, where the merchant the Duke sits, and how there's all those long elevators, and how when the zombies or when the bosses transform, like Moreau and Lady Dimitrescu, when they transform, their bodies turn into the monster, but then they protrude out of it somehow, like either from the back or from the mouth, and that's totally Dark Souls. And also, the village, they say it takes place in Europe, but everything looks really Slavic. Being from Russia, I recognized a lot of like Slavic iconography and just kind of Eastern European kind of, let's see, architecture in the game. Like the entire village looks like it's somewhere in Siberia, like no joke. But all of the treasure that you find in the game is named after like Italian people, like the Guglielmi blah blah, the Guglielmi plate or whatever, and then like there's like chalices and goblets and stuff, and they all have Italian sounding names. Yet the setting seems very Slavic. And in one of the parts there's a chest that I still don't know how to open because I don't know what key goes to it, and the area where the chest is on the walls is clearly Slavic iconography, where the angels have that halo drawn behind their head. Oh, I 100% think it was in reference to the Island of Dr. Moreau. That's like the only part where I was like, come on, guys, creativity. It's like Heisenberg, Moreau. Like, they're great names, but they're a little bit currently just not... It just makes you think of other stuff. And I'm glad that... Yeah, I think Moreau is definitely a better name than Heisenberg in terms of just choice for current times. I love that book, The Isle of Dr. Moreau. It's great. I read that when I was traveling in India. Around the same time that I read The Time Machine. Yeah, the paintings and the village is just all babushka vibes, like the and Okay, if they're in Europe, why do all the people in the village speak perfect English with no accents? Well, there's. I think Little Big, I think they're Ukrainian, no? I could be wrong. I tried to play DayZ. I sucked. But I love survival games. One of my favorite type of video game. Have you ever played The Long Dark? Because I keep telling my friends about it, all three of them, and my friend Jimmy actually tried it out, and then he's like, no, I'm not gonna play it. It's kind of brutal. And I'm like, that's the whole point. It's a survival game. It's sick. But yeah, I can't really get anyone to play it. Because it's not like a co-op game. It's just you're by yourself in Canada, of all places, trying to survive. This area in here is a little weird just because the so we could put maybe like kind of overdid it a little bit on the shading there. I mean, I'll fix that digitally. I gotta fix this digitally too, whatever the hell happened here. The Long Dark was good, but aggravating when I played it. You'd be in a room full of wooden furniture and the game was like, you have no resources for fire. Yeah, right? I mean, they fixed you can take apart a lot of stuff with your hands now, which, yeah, that pissed me off too, that there's a lot of stuff that you would be able to do in real life in that game that you can't. Like when you can see hay, but you can't grab the hay to start a fire with it. Yeah, I kind of like the limitations set by it because I feel like a lot of other survival games just it's almost like a power fantasy because you're just like punching every tree, picking up every single piece of grass, whatever. I think the limitations in the Long Dark are what I find the most entertaining. But yeah, sometimes it's hella aggravating because you're like, I could totally break that chair by myself. And the game says, no, you need an axe. I'm just kind of adding a little Little cracks in the feathers. I say cracks, but you know what I mean. Just the little lines to kind of imply that it's not just a solid thing. Not just solid sausages hanging down. Thundergun Express. Yo, I heard he hangs dumb. Don't want to go overboard with these. Oh yeah, I love Green Hell. Yeah, Green Hell is really good. It's my second favorite one. I built myself a little base, and then outside I had like 50 coconuts cut in half, collecting water. I felt like a king. Have to dress wounds and pull leeches off your body. Yeah. I haven't played it probably since it since it left, what's it called, early access. So I should probably go back to that. That game's dope. I've never played the campaign of The Long Dark, and I've never played the campaign of Green Hell. I usually just play sandbox survival on those. Valheim is good. Oh man, I've seen people play it. I didn't know if I want to try it or not. Have you ever played? I was just gonna say 7 Days to Die. Okay, so is it just my computer, or does it always take 15 years to load a map for the first time? Because I would really like to play that game more, but I feel like either my computer sucks or I suck. I just can't figure out what the heck is going on with that game. You ever play Project Zomboid? That game's cool, but I don't know why I can't quite get into it. Like the longest I've ever been able to play it is just like for a couple hours. It doesn't hold my interest for some reason, even though it's everything that I like in a game. I don't know why I don't really like that game so much. I mean, I like it. I just don't find it that interesting for some reason. Little arm there. Okay. Wee. Big boy, this snake. Yeah. Yeah, the snake has such a muscular body that with these lines, I'm hoping to kind of make it look like it's, you can kind of see how strong it is. Project Zomboy, same feels. I like the attention to detail, but the controls are dumb and it's hard to play with friends that have only ever survived for like 2 days. Yeah, that's the thing. I got onto a roll where I survived for a little while. I think I was like on day 4 or 5 or something. But then it just kind of like, I don't know. It's similar to Long Dark where there's no goal except for survive, but for some reason I don't have any problem staying motivated when I play Long Dark. And in Project Zomboid, I'm just kind of like, what? Like, what now? What do I do now? So yeah. All right. I think what would be cool with this design is to put this on the back of like a jacket or something. Just gotta make sure I get all the shadows on the snake's body. Otherwise it might look a little weird. All right. What a lovely conversation in chat. I had no idea Jared Leto has a cult. Yeah, Poe, now you know. Yeah, this would make a gnarly back patch. The only problem is that, yeah, I've discovered that if you're putting something on the back of a jacket, it's better not to have it square shaped. It's better to have it kind of elongated. But if I put made of sin in big letters, then it could, you know, stretch it out to be more of a tall thing. Okay, looks like just gotta add a little bit of details to these bones, which means randomly placing these dashes how I like to put them in places. I feel like the texture that I put on the bones in the black and white, it helps to identify where the hell the bones are, because sometimes everything just kind of blurs together. Tapas Swiss Miss. What's so hard about tapas and Swiss Miss called? Hot chocolate. I feel like I could go through and keep adding these lines forever because it feels like they're like disappearing or something. I don't even know where they're going. I felt like I've already added like 100 of them. And then I see wings, they don't have them. I think it looks pretty solid. The only thing is, I feel like it's a little off balance down here with a lot more dark kind of being here and this being light. I don't know what to do about that at the moment, but if enough interest is expressed, I will make this into something, and I'll balance it out. When I do that, I'll probably balance it out digitally. So not a lot special going on with the text there. That's okay. All right. Looks pretty good, I think. So if anybody watching this in the future would like to see this in the shop as a back patch or a print or something, let me know in the comments and I will work on making that happen. And again, if you're not subscribed, you should be. Smash that subscribe button, annihilate it, hit the notification bell, make it beg for more. Anyways, thank you today for joining me on number 64. My friend Jimmy's favorite number is 64, and I was like, Jimmy, is that because of Nintendo 64? And he said no, but I don't know. I still think it's because of that. I think he gave me some excuse because it was like a multiple of 8 and he liked the number 8. And I was like, well, isn't 8 your favorite number then? It didn't make any sense. Didn't add up. I'm not a person from the future, but I'd buy that back patch in a heartbeat. Okay, well, then that settles it. I will mark this one as one of the ones from the daily drawings that we will have to, you know, make into something real, something tangible. It might even be cool to do a gigantic oil painting of this. All right, I forgot to sign it with my name. All righty, thank you very much for joining me today. We used these tools right here. Mechanical pencil, Tombow soft tip brush pen, and the Pentel medium brush pen. The links are not links, the you know, they're in the description if you're curious about what I use. All right, everybody, hopefully see you tomorrow. It's gonna be Friday, so Friday is, I forgot what Friday is, but it's gonna be good, I promise. See you tomorrow. Oh wait, I have a video I just put up. You may have already seen it. It's just a time lapse with music and JFK speaking. It's pretty dang good. Go watch it. Yeah. All right, put a skull on it. I look forward to it. Bye.